This is India on the move, constantly accelerating its pace of progress, growing and glowing to emerge as one of the largest economies on the globe, shaping the aspirations of a billion plus, rising and shining in pursuit of its vision of self-reliance. At the forefront of this growth momentum is NALCO, a Navaratna PSC under the Ministry of Mines, Government of India, meeting the critical infrastructure needs with the wonder metal, aluminium. Lightweight, infinite recyclability, conductivity, corrosion resistant, durability and flexibility makes aluminium the metal of future. One of the largest integrated bauxite aluminium power complex in Southeast Asia, NALCO is a hallmark of excellence for high purity primary aluminium. Incorporated in 1981, NALCO has been giving the much needed self-sufficiency to the country in this strategic metal. NALCO's leadership presence encompasses the entire value chain of aluminium making. NALCO holds the distinction of being one of the lowest cost producer of bauxite and alumina in the world. The Panchpatmali bauxite mine in Koraput district of Odisha, one of the most sophisticated and eco-friendly mining operations in the country. The mined out bauxite from Panchpatmali mines is transported to NALCO's alumina refinery at Damanjodi through a state-of-the-art, environment-friendly, 14.6 km long, single-flight, multi-curve cable belt conveyor. Alumina refinery at Damanjodi processes bauxite into high-quality alumina, the base for metal making, through energy-efficient atmospheric pressure digestion technology. The refinery delivers alumina via special tank wagons to the aluminium smelter at Angul, and the surplus alumina is exported overseas through Visakhapatnam port. NALCO's smelter plant features energy-efficient, state-of-the-art technology for smelting and pollution control. NALCO's portfolio of products includes calcined alumina, alumina hydrate, ingots, sow ingots, tea ingots, billets, wire rods, cast strips, alloy ingots and flat-rolled products. NALCO has also forayed into commercial production of new downstream products. To ensure steady supply of adequate quality power to smelter, NALCO has set up a high-efficiency 1200 megawatt captive power plant close to its aluminium smelter at Angul. NALCO's green energy portfolio encompasses wind power plants in Andhra Pradesh, Rajasthan, Maharashtra and rooftop solar power systems at plant sites, NRTC and corporate office. NALCO has dedicated mechanized storage and ship handling facilities on the inner harbour of Visakhapatnam port for export of alumina and aluminium. NALCO truly believes in the Atmanirbhar Bharat dream and is a valuable contributor in earning crucial foreign exchange for the country. It consistently features among the highest net foreign exchange earning CPSEs of India. NALCO has set up a state-of-the-art research and technology center at Bhubaneswar, equipped with the latest R&D facilities. NALCO's quest for excellence and best practices is acknowledged with prestigious international certifications and accreditations in the areas of quality, environment, occupational health, safety, social accountability, energy, and information security. As a responsible corporate citizen, NALCO upholds its commitment to serve communities with dedicated care and preserve the environment with the best sustainable practices. The company extends its care in thrust areas like education, especially for the tribal students and underprivileged girl child, and skill development. Doorstep healthcare facility in peripheral villages, sanitation, environment sustainability, protection of national heritage, disaster relief, and beyond. Treading on its path of growth, NALCO is implementing ambitious plans for brownfield and greenfield projects like the Fifth Stream Alumina Refinery at Damanjodi, Utkal D and E coal blocks, and Potangi mines. Also on the anvil are some path-breaking joint ventures like caustic soda plant with Gujarat Alkalis and Chemical Limited, Khanij Videsh Nigam Limited with Hindustan Copper Limited and Mineral Exploration Corporation of India, Utkarsh Aluminium Dhatu Nigam Limited with Midhani, and Angul Aluminium Park with ITCOL, Government of Odisha. We are the future. NALCO has always lived up to its promises, exceeded expectations, and upheld its principles. NALCO believes in making the difference to the world, to India, to industry, to society, and to the people. The future is shining in aluminium, and NALCO is at the forefront of the Atmanirbhar Bharat dream. We are the future.
the auditor to turn on the camera, please. Thank you.
A very good morning to all of you, respected CMD and all directors, representative of the President of India, shareholders, statutory auditors, cost auditors, secretarial auditors, and scrutineers are present, and who all are attending this 41st annual meeting of NALCO through virtual mode. In terms of the extant circulars of Ministry of Corporate Affairs, advising all companies to conduct their AGMs through video conferencing or other audio-visual means, NALCO is conducting its 41st AGM in virtual mode also. On behalf of NALCO, I take this opportunity to welcome you all to the AGM of our company. Members, including the nominee of the President of India, present through virtual mode, constitute valid quorum in terms of the relevant circulars issued by Minister of Corporate Affairs. This is a valid quorum as per Article 42 of the Articles of Association of the company. Before we start the proceedings of this AGM, as a customary, let us pay tribute to our beloved organization. May I request everybody to kindly rise at their respective places as we play NALCO anthem.
Jaya Jaya NALCO Manam, Jaya Jaya NALCO Ganam, Jaya Jaya NALCO Manam, Jaya Jaya NALCO Ganam, Gagana Pavana Dhana Kanana Kunje, Madhuram NALCO Tanam, Atula Vibhavamai Bharata Janani, सफलं नवमभियानं मधुरं नाल्को मानं जय जय नाल्को गानं तनु मन हृदयं मीलय मित्र नव नव प्रगति विलासे जागृहि श्रमधन जागृहि लोक सुविपुल शिल्प विकासे सफलं नवमभियानं मधुरं नाल्को मानं जय जय नाल्को धरणी मण्डन विहसति ते मम देशः भवने भुवने गगने पवने विलसतु नाल्को विभाषः तव वरणीय सुवेशः प्रसरतु देश विदेशः
I now request our chairman cum managing director to chair the meeting in accordance with Article 44 of the Articles of Association of the company and commence the proceedings of this AGM.
I welcome all esteemed shareholders, representative of the President of India, all directors, including Chairman of Audit Committee, Chairman of Stakeholder Relationship Committee, and Chairpersons of Nomination and Remuneration Committee, auditors for joining this 41st AGM of the company in virtual mode. Sri Sanjay Loya, IAS, Additional Secretary, Ministry of Mines, and Dr. Veena Kumari Dharmal, Postal Service, Joint Secretary, Ministry of Mines, part-time official directors, could not attend this 41st AGM due to their preoccupation. On the dais, to my right, Ramesh Chandra Joshi, Director Finance, and further right, Sadashiv Samantray, Director Commercial, and further right, Sri Nayan Kumar Mahanti, Company Secretary, and to my left, Sri Mansa Prasad Misra, Director, Technical and Project. Further left, Sri Vijay Kumar Das, Director, Productions, and extreme left, Sri Radheshyam Mahapatra, Director, HR. Full text of the speech is uploaded and available on the company's website as well as KFIN's website. Esteemed shareholders, ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to all to this 41st annual general meeting of NALCO. I extend my heartfelt gratitude and very warm welcome to my management team present here and all the shareholders who are connected with us today virtually for this meeting. The meeting is being held through video conferencing in conformity with the direction of Ministry of Corporate Affairs and in compliance with the requirement of SEBI. The notice convening the meeting, the director report, and the audited financial statements for the year ending on 31st March 2022 have been shared through email. The director report is with you, and with your permission, I take them as read. Financial year 21-22 was a historic year in the journey of business excellence of the company. Achievements are made, milestones have been crossed, and target has been set, breaking past records of last 41 years. Whether it is physical performance or it is financial performance, the company has set and reached new height. Some key achievements are worthy to place. Highest ever bauxite production achieved in the current financial year 21-22, registering a benchmark production of 75,11,075 metric tons. In smelter, 960 pots. Last 41 years, never 960 pots were put into operation. This year, in 21-22 financial year, all the 960 pots were operationalized and the company achieved production of 460,000 tons of primary metal, which is 100% capacity utilization for the first time in the history of the company. Highest ever dividend. This year, the company has paid interim dividend in 2 tranches, which is 100% of the paid-up capital, and your board has recommended for 30% final dividend. So thus, for this fiscal 21-22, the total dividend works out to 130%, which is highest ever since inception. Sales and profit are unprecedented. We have achieved a turnover of 14,181 crore with a record broken PAT of 2,952 crores. Procurement through GEM, a requirement for the CPSE, and this year with all-out efforts in comparison to the immediate preceding year 2021, we have jumped 8 times, and In 2021, 343 crores GEM procurement was made, but in 21-22, 3,121 crores procurements were made through GEM. Patangi bauxite mines, which is the lifeline, and it will be the lifeline, and Gram Sabha in the tribal dominated villages were conducted successfully, and the Forest Right Act certificate was obtained within 2 days from the date of completion of Gram Sabha. Operationalization of Linsari project, which facilitated ash disposal, without which the smelter would have halted. Boundary wall for fifth stream refinery expansion, and the boundary wall was not completed due to various protests, but boundary wall has been successfully constructed, completed, and which paved the path for smooth commissioning of fifth stream refinery. It is a historic in India. At the lowest cost, we have engaged the MDO for operational development and operationalization of Utkal D and E coal blocks. Despite inflation, manifold increase of the input cost, the company was able to maintain the status of lowest cost producer of bauxite and alumina as per the International Financial Analysis Agency Wood Mackenzie. Caustic soda plant under JV mode with GACL was commissioned, trial run was made, and the first consignment was received at the plant. This has strengthened the backward integration and security of a primary chemical material for the process plant at refinery. The transaction will be carried on at arm length basis, so the company will not sustain any additional cost. And as a JV partner, the profit derived from this business will also add to the bottom line. Apart from this, various other achievements have been made: synchronization of raw material, smooth supply of all inputs, and unstinted support of workmen, executive, all Nalconians for achievement of this historic result. As you may be aware, your company aims towards achieving sustainable development across the economic, social, environmental dimension, and we look forward for sustainable operation with concept of 5P: people, planet, prosperity, partnership, and peace. Your company's endeavor to ensure inclusive growth of marginalized sections of the society through its corporate social responsibilities, intervention in its sphere of operations. I would like to highlight in brief the performance of your company and share with you some of my thoughts on economic scenario, both global and domestic, pertaining to aluminum industry in particular, and your company's achievement and performance during the financial year 2021 and 22. Details have been provided in the director's report, forming integral part of the annual report. I will just make highlights of certain thrust area. Global alumina scenario. Globally, it is observed that production and consumption of metallurgical grade alumina in the year 2021 stood at 131.30 million ton and 130.99 million ton respectively. So more or less, the production and the consumption is almost matching. production front and consumption front, China remained the major player, contributing around 55.05% of global production and 57.23% of the global consumption. Alumina production in the country during the financial year was 73 lakhs. Your company has produced 21.10 lakhs, which constitute almost 29% of the national alumina production share. So far metal is concerned, worldwide aluminum production and consumption in the year 2021 was 67.41 million ton and 68.96 million ton. Thus, the market registered a deficiency of 1.55 million during 2021. China remained the largest consumer and producers of primary metal. So far, national scenario is concerned, India achieved aluminum production of 40.33 lakhs metric ton in the fiscal year 2021-22, out of which your company's share was 4.6 lakh ton. Like previous year, the primary metal produced in the country was partially consumed by the secondary industry, and a substantial amount and quantum of aluminum scrap was imported by the industry as a whole in the country. So far, non-ferrous metal is concerned, the outlook, the LME stock is the lowest since ever, and the average LME price in the fiscal year 21-22 was $2,769 per ton in US dollar. Despite lowest inventory held by LME, deficit in comparison to production and consumptions, the price has not moved upward. In comparison to the price prevailed during the financial year 21-22, the present price has reduced drastically. Considering the average of 21-22 $2,769, the current year average up to date, it is almost $500 to $600 less. It is quite natural to expect that when the LME is at the lowest ever and the demand forecast is higher than the production, so the price is likely to move upward. Despite these situations, the price is softening in the global market because of 3-4 reasons. The Federal Reserve, to control their inflation, have taken some fiscal measures, and China is facing heat wave, so they have reduced metal productions, and the European continent are also curtailed their metal productions. The company is quite hopeful that the price reduction in the short term may not be a long-term expectation, the long-term expectation that it will move upward. The company has incurred capex expenditure of 1,488 crores on standalone basis and 1,945 crores consolidated, which includes the capex expenditure of the Gujarat JV company's caustic soda plant amounting to 456 crores. As a CPSE, the company is bound to sign a MOU. The MOU includes the physical parameter with reference to production, specific consumptions, efficiency, and financial parameters like revenue, profit, etc. And as for the 2021 financial year, the company has been rated excellent by the DPE, and for the year 21-22, Based on the self-evaluated score with reference to the MOU target, the company is falling under the category of excellent. But there is a minor modification in the DP guidelines that those who are securing above 90, earlier all company was rated excellent, but this year they have modified. Out of those CPSEs securing above 90, the highest 25 companies will be given excellent. So despite securing excellent range, where we stand, the time will speak, but we are quite confident that we will be ranging among the top 25 companies. Raw material securitization, your Panchpatmali bauxite mines under two separate leases, North and Central Block and South Block, having validity of both the blocks, one up to 2029 and one up to 2032. So the existing lease validity gives a bauxite input security for the refinery for a period of 8 to 10 years. But the Patangi bauxite mines, for which Gram Sabha was over and forest clearance stage 1 is under process, that will further strengthen the raw material security so far the refinery is concerned. And the JV company set up and it commenced production for caustic soda at Dahej, Gujarat. So the primary chemical is also secured and will be doing at arm's length transactions of NALCO discovered tender price. So that does not give any additional burden, rather provides raw material security. So far smelter is concerned, it is highly power intensive aluminum, and the company Utkal D and E will be made operational. MDO has been engaged, and once the coal mines is put into operation, we get our black diamond from our own mines, then the coal crisis will be reduced. The crisis what the company faced in the fiscal year 2021 and 21-22 due to restriction on rake allotment, due to the regulated production by the coal suppliers, etc., at least that will ease out and the bottom line will increase substantially. Fifth stream alumina refinery, so far project is concerned, the boundary wall was a challenge which has been completed, and major orders almost constituting 98% of the total requirement of the works and the equipments have been placed order. All the contract and work order have been placed and we are monitoring. COVID pandemic had some setback, but we are planning to put our best effort to ensure the commissioning of the plant in the fiscal year 23-24. Patangi bauxite mines, already I explained that Gram Sabha was a challenge in the tribal dominated villages and it was completed successfully, and Forest Right Act certificate was obtained within 2 days. Stage 1 forest clearance is under process. All out efforts are being made to expedite the stage 1 forest clearances, and we are quite hopeful that this will also further strengthen the raw material security for the refinery, and it will come into operation syncing along with the commissioning schedule of refinery. Utkal D and E coal block, already explained that MDO has been engaged. For Utkal D, all statutory clearances are in the process of obtaining, and we are quite hopeful very shortly we'll get the exemption of deployment of contract labor, and the mine development and operation work will commence soon. Anugul Aluminium Park, it was an effort made by NALCO jointly with IDCOL, a state government PSU, to set up a Anugul Aluminium Park so that the downstream industries will set up there and will have market at doorstep. Almost 90% activities of the park is over, and it is learned from IDCO, the executing agency and JV partner, that by end of this financial year, the park will be completed so far infrastructure wise and allotments shall be made. With Midhani, we have made a JV company called Udan for setting up a high-end aluminum alloys plant at Nellore in Andhra Pradesh. Boundary wall was completed, consent to operate, consent to establish have been obtained, and tendering are in process. Engagement of consultant is also in the process. To strengthen and bring mineral security of the nation in respect of some strategic mineral, the JV company has been constituted with Hindustan Copper Limited and MECL, other CPSE under Ministry of Mines. The intention of this JV company is to acquire the overseas mining assets in respect of 12 strategic mineral where India doesn't have reserve or mines. Study had been made and MOU have been signed with Argentina and Australia for exchange of information, which is the first stage. Based on the exchange of information, exploration shall be planned, and once it is proven, then further activities shall be undertaken for this. Dividend, the company has paid interim dividend of 5 rupees in 2 tranches, which is equivalent to 100% of the paid up capital. And in this fiscal year, the company has also paid 1 rupee final dividend of the relating to the previous financial year 2020-21. So this interim dividend declared and paid during this fiscal year 21-22 and the final dividend of 2021 declared and paid in the fiscal year 21-22 results 1100 crores, 1,101.98 crores cash outflow. Dividend payout is almost 37.33% of the PAT. The board of directors have recommended final dividend of 30%, that is 1 rupee 50 paisa per share, subject to approval of the shareholders in the annual general meeting. The company believes as a responsible corporate citizen, we care, we share, we grow together. All out efforts are made to carry theme-based CSR activities. The theme declared by the Government of India for the year 21-22 was health and nutrition. So majority of the CSR expenditure was spent towards COVID hospital, COVID care center, vaccination vehicle, all COVID related expenditure was major. But other flagship program like remunerating or awarding or scholarship, incentivize, whatever name we call, to the tribal girl children for continuing education, popularly branded as Nalco Ki Ladli, and providing education to the poor family of the tribal dominated area in various English medium school, popularly branded as Indradhanush, mobile healthcare service to all villages, drinking water to periphery, and development of other infrastructures have been undertaken, and this is a part of regular activities irrespective of the theme. So NALCO is committed to make inclusive growth and to make development of the periphery villages and the people with whom we grow. So for industrial relation is concerned, the relationship was cordial. Exchange of views, difference of opinion in a democratic participative style is indispensable. Those things I do not consider as an impediment. Those things I consider is a healthy way for a democratic run style unions and employer-employee relationship. Board of Directors plays a vital role in the overall performance and visibility of the company, and enlightened board formulates vision, strategy, and policy for the company and review them periodically for its effectiveness. The board believes in the inalienable rights of the shareholders as true owners of the company and its role as a trusteeship to the stakeholders. During the year under review, Ministry of Mines, Government of India, by order dated 10th November 2021, appointed 7 part-time non-official independent directors, namely Sri Ravinath Jha, Dr. B.R. Ramakrishnan, Advocate George Kurian, Dr. Ajay Narang, Sri Y.P. Chilio, Madam Dr. Satrupa, and Advocate Dushmant Upadhyaya for a period of 3 years, and further by order dated 22nd March 2022, Sri Sanjay Ramanlal Patel has also been appointed as a part-time non-official director for a period of 3 years. Dr. Bina Kumari Dharmal, Indian Postal Service, Joint Secretary, Ministry of Mines, Government of India, was appointed as a part-time official director with effect from 20th January 2022. Sri Ramesh Chandra Joshi was appointed as Director Finance with effect from 4th February 2022. Sri Sadashiv Samantray was appointed as Director Commercial with effect from 22nd March 2022. Tenure of Sri Satyendra Singh IAS, the then Joint Secretary, Ministry of Mines, as part-time official director, ended on 20th January 2022. As of today, the board comprises of 6 full-time executive director, including chairman cum managing director, 2 part-time official director, and 8 part-time non-official independent directors. The present constitutions of the board meets all requirements of corporate governance, inclusive of independent directors, women director on the board. Your company follows high ethical standards. Furtherance to induction of requisite number of independent directors, we meet all requirements of the corporate governance. Awards and accolades. We work uninterrupted. We demonstrate extraordinary attitude without any hope whether we are recognized or not. We are happy the unstinted support, activities, efficiency demonstrated by NALCO collectives in the year 2021-22. Despite COVID, we lost teeth and kins of our Nalconians, but it has not reduced their mental strength and courage to provide the support to demonstrate the performance. So, again, this has brought various awards and accolades, namely, the company has been acknowledged and recognized for its exemplary and outstanding achievement in various fields, including energy conservation, sustainable business practice, business excellence, environmental care, safety practice, and impactful CSR initiative. Some of the notable recognition include 5-star rating by the Ministry of Mines for Panchpatmali Bauxite Mines, Government of India for sustainable mining. Golden Peacock Award for sustainability in the mining and metal sector by the Institute of Directors. Non-ferrous Best Performance Award by the Indian Institute of Metals. Energy Conservation Award with highest rating in large scale category by Confederation of Indian Industries, and Pollution Control Excellence Award by the State Pollution Control Board, Odisha, and Platinum Category Award for Business Excellence from CIA. These are few which indicates that the awards and recognition from various fields, whether it is production, whether it is safety, whether it is efficiency, whether it is sustainable, whether it is CSR initiatives. Before concluding, I take this opportunity to thank each and everyone who have contributed and played their role in the improved performance of the company. I, on behalf of the board, would also like to acknowledge the unstinted support provided by the Government of India, especially Ministry of Mines and other allied departments, and Government of Odisha, particularly Minister of Steel and Mines, Home Department, local district administration at Anugul and Damanjodi. I'd like to express my heartfelt appreciation to our esteemed shareholders, investors, customers, suppliers, bankers, consultants, and business associates for their unwavering support. Your company is also thankful to the people residing in the periphery of our production units for their support and providing a conducive environment for us to operate. Last but not the least, your directors also place on record their deep sense of appreciation for the dedication and commitment shown by all Nalconians as a collective efforts. Contractors and contract workers. The board of directors also endorses and appreciates the hard work demonstrated by the employees at all level, trade union, officer association to keep the plant and unit operational during COVID-19 pandemic situation. The auditors of the company have also interacted with me and they have expressed that the best practices as suggested have been accepted and NALCO is continuing to show their excellence. So I convey my thankfulness to one and all for the historic achievement and a stellar performance in the financial year 21-22, which would not have been possible without 360-degree support from one and all, directly, indirectly, whether physically, mentally, or symbolically, whatever support extended by all corners. And if this support continues, I have confidence we will grow, hum छुएंगे आसमान, and NALCO will once again prove हम भी किसी से कम नहीं. जय भारत, जय हिंद. Company Secretary may guide the members about the provisions under the Companies Act 2013 regarding the proceedings of the meeting and read the auditor's report as required under Section 145 of the Companies Act 2013 and the Secretarial Audit Report.
Thank you very much. Let me take the opportunity in informing the esteemed members that this 41st AGM of the company is held through virtual mode, and hence physical presence of members has been dispensed to it, and consequently the facility for appointing proxy in the meeting is also not available. All the members who have joined this meeting in virtual mode are placed in default on mute mode by the host, that is company's RTA Captain, to avoid any kind of background disturbance and to ensure smooth and seamless conduct of this meeting. Some esteemed speakers have already registered in the portal to speak in this AGM of the company. Once the name of the speaker is called out by the moderator, he or she shall be unmuted by the host to enable him to speak. Before speaking, the shareholder is requested to click on both the video and audio icons appearing on the screen. All speakers are requested while speaking, they may use earphones so that the voice is clearly audible. Any noise in the background should be minimized, and they should ensure that no other applications are running in the laptop or mobile being used for this purpose. It is also recommended to use the stable Wi-Fi or LAN connection to mitigate any kind of technical glitch. Due to paucity of time, each speaker will be allowed for 2 to 3 minutes maximum to speak or express his or her views or ask questions. After that, the host will mute the speaker and the next speaker will be invited to speak. The register of directors, key managerial personnel, and their shareholdings maintained under Section 170 of the Companies Act 2013 and register of contracts or arrangements in which the directors are interested, maintained under Section 189 of the Companies Act 2013, have already been uploaded in the website of the company and the RTA, and the same are kept open and accessible to all members of the company. In terms of Section 108 of the Companies Act 2013 and rules made thereunder, and as per Regulation 44 of SEBI LODR Regulations 2015, remote e-voting facility was provided to all the members who were holding shares as on the cutoff date, that is 15 September 2022. A remote e-voting platform was provided by the RTA, Fin Technology Limited. The voting period was kept open from 9 a.m. on Monday, the 19th September 2022, till 5 p.m. on Wednesday, the 21st September 2022. The e-voting platform, that is InstaPoll, is now open for voting by the members who could not cast their votes through remote e-voting platform. I hope all the eligible and interested shareholders have already cast their vote. If not voted, they may exercise their vote before conclusion of the meeting on the following businesses placed before the meeting and indicated in the notice already circulated through email. Ordinary business: 1. To receive, consider, and adopt the audited financial statements, including audited consolidated financial statements of the company for the financial year ended 31st March 2022, and the reports of the board of directors and auditors thereon. Second ordinary business: to confirm payment of first and second interim dividend and to declare final dividend on equity shares for the financial year ended 31st March 2022. Third, to appoint director in place of Sri Manasa Prasad Misra, having DIN number 0895164, who retires by rotation and being eligible offers himself for reappointment. Number 4, to appoint director in place of Sri Sanjay Lohia, having DIN number 071511125, who retires by rotation and being eligible offers himself for reappointment. There is one special business, that is to ratify the remuneration of the cost auditors for the financial year ending 31st March 2023. Messrs. SKM and Associates, Practicing Company Secretaries Bhuneshwar, have been appointed as the scrutinizer for remote e-voting. Chairman cum Managing Director in his speech just now has already indicated that with permission of the members, the director's report, which is already with all the shareholders, have been taken as read. In terms of Section 145 of the Companies Act 2013, the independent auditor's report, both standalone and consolidated, are not being read since there are no qualification, observation, or comment of the statutory auditors on the financial statements. However, since there were some qualifying remarks by the secretarial auditors in their secretarial audit report, let me read out the same along with the management's explanation in compliance with Section 145 of the Companies Act 2013. Qualifying remark number 1, it is about composition of board. As per provisions to Section 149(1)(b) of the Companies Act 2013, every listed company shall have at least one woman director on the board. Further, as per Section 149, subsection 4 of the Companies Act 2013, 1/3 of the total strength of the board should be independent directors. During the financial year under review, the company did not have requisite number of independent directors on the board till 9th November 2021. There was no woman director on the board as well, and the position remained vacant since 9th November 2021. Accordingly, the composition of the board was not in compliance with the provisions under Section 149, subsection 1, as well as subsection 4 of the Companies Act 2013 from 1st April 2021 till 9th November 2021. This is under Companies Act, and under SEBI LODR, as per Regulation 17(1)(a) of the regulations, not less than 50% of the board of directors shall comprise of non-executive directors, including at least one independent woman director. Further, as per Regulation 17(1)(b) of the regulations, if the listed company doesn't have a regular non-executive chairperson, at least half of the board of directors shall comprise of independent directors. At the beginning of the financial year, non-executive directors, that is part-time official directors, constituted 33.33% of the total board strength. The company did not have independent directors, including at least one woman director, till 9th November 2021 during the financial year under review. 7 independent directors were appointed by the Government of India on 10th November 2021, and one more independent director on 22nd March 2022. Accordingly, the composition of the board was not in compliance with the provisions under Section 17(1)(a), as well as Regulation 17(1)(b) of the SEBI LOD regulations from 1st April 2021 till 9th November 2021. The management explanation was, during the financial year under review, the company did not have requisite number of independent directors on the board till 9th November 2021. There was no women director on the board as well, and the position remained vacant till 9th November 2021. After appointment of 7 part-time non-official independent directors, including 1 independent women director by the Minister of Mines, Government of India, Order number 2/8/2020, MET 1, dated 10th November 2021, the company complied with the required provisions of Section 149 of the Companies Act 2013 and Regulation 17(1)(a) as well as 17(1)(b) of SEBI LODR Regulation 2015 relating to the composition of the board since then. The qualifying remark number 2 was about board meetings. As per provisions under SEBI regulations, the quorum for every board meeting shall be 1/3 of the total strength or 3 directors, whichever is higher, including at least 1 independent director. During the year under review, the meetings of the board directors were held on 28 June 2021, 6th August 2021, 6 September 2021, and 12th November 2021 without valid quorum. That is, presence of at least 1 independent director, though the maximum number, that is 3 directors, were at least present in each of the meetings. The explanation of the management was, during the financial year under review, the company did not have requisite number of independent directors, including 1 independent women director on the board till 9th November 2021. Though there was no valid quorum with regard to presence of at least 1 independent director in the board meetings held on 20th January 2021, 6th August 2021, 6th September 2021, and 12th November 2021, but minimum required number of at least 3 directors were present in all these meetings. After appointment of 7 part-time non-official independent directors by the Minister of Mines, order dated 10th November 2021, the requirement of valid quorum was fulfilled in the subsequent board meeting held on 7th February 2022 during the financial year 21-22. The third one was regarding audit committee. The committee could not meet minimum 4 times during the year under review, as required under the Act as well as SEBI regulations, and the gap between 2 consecutive audit committee meetings was more than 120 days, since audit committee was not in place from 1st April 2021 till its reconstitution after appointment of 7 independent directors. The management explanation is, during the financial year under review, the company did not have requisite number of independent directors on the board till 9th November 2021. Hence, the audit committee was not in place from the beginning of the financial year 21-22. After appointment of 7 part-time non-official directors who are independent directors by the Minister of Mines, order dated 10th November 2021, the audit committee was reconstituted in compliance with the provisions of the Companies Act as well as SEBI LODR Regulation 2015. Number 4 remark was about the nomination and remuneration committee. As per the provisions under SEBI regulations, the committee should meet at least once in every year. However, there was no meeting of the committee held during the year under review, since there was no specific agenda item for deliberation in line with the terms of reference of the NRC. The explanation of the management was, during the financial year under review, the company did not have the requisite number of independent directors till 9th November 2021. Hence, the nomination and remuneration committee was not in place from the beginning of the financial year. Though the nomination and remuneration committee was reconstituted after the appointment of 7 part-time non-official independent directors on 10th November 2021, the no meeting of the committee was held, since there was no specific agenda item for deliberation in line with the terms of reference of the committee as approved by the Board of Directors. The 5th one was about risk management committee. The committee did not meet at least twice during the year under review as required under the provisions of the regulations, that is SEBI regulations. The explanation of the management is, during the financial year under review, the company did not have requisite number of independent directors till 9th November 2021. Hence, the risk management committee was not in place from the beginning of financial year 2021-22. After appointment of 7 part-time independent directors by the Minister of Mines, order dated 10th November 2021, the risk management committee was reconstituted in compliance with the provisions of SEBI LODR Regulations 2015, and 1 meeting of the said committee was held on 10th March 2022 during the financial year 21-22. I'd like to inform that some esteemed speakers have already registered in the portal to speak in this 41st AGM of the company. Now I request the moderator to facilitate the esteemed speakers to put forth their valuable views or queries. Moderator, please.
Thank you, sir. We'll be calling the speakers one by one now. With a mind of paucity of time, we request the speakers to limit their speech to 3 minutes, sir. Thank you. Now I invite our first speaker, Mr. Bimal Krishna Sarkar. Mr. Bimal Krishna Sarkar, we request you to unmute your audio, switch on your camera and proceed, sir. So no response received. We move on to our next speaker, Mr. Atanu Saha. Mr. Atanu Saha, we request you to unmute your audio, switch on your camera and proceed, sir. Sorry, sir, Mr. Atanu Saha has not joined the meeting currently. I now move on to our next speaker, Ms. Celestine Elizabeth Mascarenhas. Ms. Celestine Elizabeth Mascarenhas, we request you to unmute your audio, switch on your camera and proceed, ma'am. Ms. Celestine has not joined the meeting currently. I now move on to our next speaker, Mr. Hiranand Kotwani. Mr. Hiranand Kotwani, we request you to unmute your audio, switch on your camera and proceed, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good morning.
Yes, sir. You're audible, sir. Kindly proceed.
Yeah, I am audible. Thank you. It's a great morning to join you from Ulhasnagar, Thane, near Mumbai. I am very fond of this organization. Mr. Chairman, CMD, your address covered all the aspects of the organization, but I have reservation for the vision and mission of this organization. You are satisfied with the top 25, but why not number 1 in the India and globally? What step we will take in the future? This company will be number 1 in the production. You talk of the backward integration. What about the forward integration? You should put this is a government company. I know the result, this trouble you are facing, but still we have a long way to go. We will not remain. This organization will remain. In the history, the people should tell that these people are very sincere and competitive. In 41st year, our revenue is only 14,000. I fail to understand. Our profit is around 14,004. Profit is 2,952. It should be more than 30,000 crores. There is no vision and mission. What you want, Mr. You should put presentation to the government of India. And you talk about power. What about captive power? Investment captive power and commercial power. This Odisha belt is a backward. It's still developing. I hope that in the near future, if this organization go further ahead, this area will be developed. Why don't we go for hydro power and solar power and renewable energy and forward integration? What is your vision and mission in this regard? Because aluminum, we cannot depend on the LME. The global market has to capture. Production has to be increased. Efficiency. What about the leakages? Because all the organizations of government of India have faced the leakages and appointing trouble. Part-time failed to understand. This part-time director, government, independent, what is the role they play? It is just a regulatory appointment or not? Please comment on the independent director. These part-time, how they are value added? Are they added value to the organization or just sake of appointee they are appointed? What is your call in this regard? Just I want to conclude here, the future, you should narrate the future growth, expansion and various forward integration, various verticals. Thank you and good luck.
Thank you, sir. We now move on to our next speaker, Mr. Manoj Kumar Gupta. Mr. Manoj Kumar Gupta, we request you to unmute your audio, switch on your camera and proceed, sir. Mr. Manoj Kumar Gupta, we request you to unmute your audio, switch on your camera and proceed.
Yeah,
sir.
good morning, respected Chairman, Board of Directors, fellow shareholders. I am Manoj Gupta. I have joined this meeting from Calcutta, my residence. I strongly support your all the resolution and I thanks to you and your board for the excellent result of the company. And sir, when the share price will go in the 3 digit and when the investors will get good return and how you will face the competition because the metal prices has gone up. And is there any impact, direct or indirect, to the global impact and inflation and Russia-Ukraine war? And sir, what's your future plan with CapEx? And I best wishes and greetings for the coming wishes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We now move on to our next speaker, Mr. Manan S. Patel. Mr. Manan S. Patel, we request you to unmute your audio, switch on your camera and proceed, sir. Mr. Manan S. Patel, we request you to unmute your audio, switch on your camera and proceed, sir.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible, sir. Kindly proceed. Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity, sir, and congratulations for very good FY22. Sir, my questions are as follows. First of all, I would like to understand our production target for alumina and what are the realizations that we expect during the year. Secondly, related to aluminum, as you mentioned, we have commissioned or started all the 960 pots. So I wanted to understand how will the volume growth pan out in the current year for aluminum metal, and you mentioned in your speech that realization should improve going forward. But what are your expectations in terms of a number, if you can put, for the realization during the year? Sir, related to inputs, so you mentioned about caustic soda and coal. I wanted to understand what is the pricing trend for CPC, coal tar pitch, and availability of the same. What are your views on the profit from the caustic soda JV? So can you give any guidance related to that? Sir, related to Utkal D, it has been getting delayed for a long time. On your interviews, you have mentioned it should have been already commissioned. But what is the reason for delays, and when can we expect a firm commissioning of the Utkal D mine? Uh, Secondly, sir, will we be able to maintain, given the current trends, will we be able to maintain revenues and profitability of FY22 in FY23? So would love to hear your views on that. And given the size of our company, most of the PSUs are doing quarterly con calls and analyst meets. So when are we planning to start those things so that we can get updated about the companies on a quarterly basis rather than wait for the AGM? And are there any plans for Government of India for disinvestment of NALCO, as it is not part of the strategic 4 sectors? So would want to hear your views on that. Thanks a lot for the opportunity, sir. These are all my questions.
Thank you, sir. We now move on to our next speaker, Mr. Rajesh Kevalram Chainani. Mr. Rajesh Kevalram Chainani, we request you to unmute your audio, switch on your camera and proceed, sir. There is no response from Mr. Rajesh Kevalam Chainani. We move on to our next speaker, Mr. Santosh Kumar Saruf. Mr. Santosh Kumar Saruf, we request you to unmute your audio, switch on your camera and proceed, sir. Mr. Santosh Kumar Saruf, so we request you to unmute your audio and proceed, sir. Mr. Santosh Kumar Saruf, you are visible, sir, but you are not audible, sir. Kindly check your audio, please. Sorry, sir. We are not able to get your audio, sir. Sir, we'll come back to you back, sir. Kindly check your audio once again, sir. Check your microphone. Thank you. We'll come back to you, sir. Now move on to our next speaker, Mr. K. Bharatraj. Mr. K. Bharatraj, we request you to unmute your audio, switch on your camera and proceed, sir. Mr. K. Bharatraj. Sorry, sir, there is no response. We now move on to our next speaker, Mr. Dilip Kumar Jain. Mr. Dilip Kumar Jain, we request you to unmute your audio, switch on your camera and proceed, sir. Mr. Dilip has not joined the meeting. I now move on to our next speaker, Mrs. Smachanda. Mrs. Smachanda, we request you to unmute your audio, switch on your camera and proceed, ma'am. Mrs. Smachanda has not joined the meeting. I now move on to our next speaker, Mr. Dinesh Gopal Das Bhatia. Mr. Dinesh Gopal Das Bhatia, we request you to unmute your audio, switch on your camera and proceed, sir.
सर आप मेरा आवाज सुनाई देता है सर?
Yes, sir. You are audible, sir. Kindly proceed. Thank you.
और मेरा वीडियो भी दिखाई रहा है क्या?
Yes, sir.
फर्स्ट तो मैं चेयरमैन से आपको और आपका एंटायर टीम को कांग्रेचुलेशन कहूँगा। अच्छी बात है कि इतना पेंडेमिक पीरियड में भी आप लोग की मेहनत है जिससे हम मुनाफे में हैं, हम लॉस में नहीं है, जो मुनाफे में है वो आप लोग की मेहनत दिखाई रही है। और दूसरा हम देखते हैं कि हमारा जो मुनाफा जो है वो भी बहुत अच्छा 14,180 करोड़ का हमारा रेवेन्यू है और नेट प्रॉफिट हमारा है 2,951.97 2,951.97 करोड़ का नेट प्रॉफिट है। वो बहुत अच्छी बात है, अच्छी आप लोग की मेहनत दिखाई देती है। हम देख रहे हैं कि हमारा 10 रुपये का हमारा 5 रुपये का जो शेयर है वो आज मार्केट में 73 रुपीज 15 गुना 14 गुने से ज्यादा ट्रेड हो रहा है। वो एक अच्छी आपकी प्रोग्रेस दिखा रही है, हमारी कंपनी की प्रोग्रेस दिखा रही है। अच्छी बात है, हमें खुशी होती है कि हम इतना अच्छा बढ़िया कंपनी के शेयर होल्डर है। और हमें एक चीज ये आपको मेरे को पूछना था कि हम जो एल्यूमिनियम में हम टॉप 5 में है, कितना नंबर पे हम टॉप 3 में है, 5 में है इंडिया में? हमारा जो एल्यूमिनियम इंडस्ट्रीज में शायद मेरे को तो नंबर 2 लगता है। तो हमारा कितना नंबर है वो खाली जानना था। बाकी तो आप लोग जो कर रहे हैं बहुत बढ़िया ही काम कर रहे हैं, अच्छा ही काम कर रहे हैं। बस मैं हर एक रिजोल्यूशन में आपको सपोर्ट करता हूँ। ऑल द बेस्ट, थैंक यू।
Thank you, sir. We now move on to our next speaker, Ms. Bharati Saraf. Ms. Bharati Saraf, we request you to unmute your audio, switch on your camera and proceed, ma'am.
हाँ जी, मेरी आवाज आ रही है?
Yes, sir, you're audible, sir. Kindly proceed. Thank you.
एक मिनट वीडियो ऑन कर देता हूँ।
Sure, sir.
माननीय अध्यक्ष जी, उपस्थित निदेशक के मतलब सदस्यगण, मैं संतोष श्राफ भारतीय श्राफ में ज्वाइंट होल्डर हूँ। आप सभी को नमस्कार करता हूँ। आशा करता हूँ आप जितने भी हमारे डायरेक्टर हैं, जितने भी अधिकारीगण हैं, जितने भी भाई बंधु आज वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंस में प्रेजेंट है, इसमें सुरक्षित और स्वस्थ होंगे। सर कंपनी काफी अच्छा काम कर रही है और काफी अच्छा डिविडेंड भी प्रदान किया है। इसके लिए मैं मैनेजमेंट को धन्यवाद देता हूं। सर मैंने मेरे प्रश्न जो है मैनेजमेंट को आपकी सेक्रेटरी को लिख के भेज दिए थे, शायद वो प्रश्न मिल गया होंगे जरूर से। मैंने प्रश्न आपको 19 तारीख को भेजे थे। मैंने उसमें पूछा था कि आपका कैपेक्स प्लान क्या है। सर मैं दोबारा रिपीट कर लेता हूँ, कोई बात नहीं है। आपका कैपेक्स प्लान क्या है इसके बारे में पूछा था मैंने। CSR ऑडिट के बारे में पूछा था और आपको जो फायर सेफ्टी और एनर्जी ऑडिट के बारे में पूछा था सर। और मैंने फीमेल एम्प्लॉय की संख्या को बढ़ाने के लिए क्या कदम उठाएं इसके बारे में मैंने पूछा था सर कि फीमेल एम्प्लॉय की संख्या कैसे बढ़ाए। मैंने संतोष कुमार श्राफ के नाम से प्रश्न भेजा था, मैंने 2 रजिस्ट्रेशन किया था, है कि नहीं? तो आप देख लीजिएगा, संतोष कुमार श्राफ के आपसे मिला होगा सर। और सर मैंने रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग के लिए और रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी के लिए पूछा था सर। एक सिंगल यूज प्लास्टिक का कम से कम यूज हो उसके बारे में क्या कदम उठा रहे हैं ये मैंने पूछा था सर। और सर मैंने पूछा था कि अपना जो है ये अभी नए ऑप्शन आ रहे हैं उसके बारे में मैंने पूछा सर। ये बताइएगा सर, ज्यादा मैं समय नहीं लूंगा क्योंकि आप बहुत अच्छा परफॉर्म कर रहे हैं, बहुत अच्छा डिविडेंड भी आपने दिया सर, इसलिए मैं ज्यादा। और सर आप जितने भी डायरेक्टर, जितने भी अधिकारीगण और जितने भी हमारे भाई बंधु आज वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंस के थ्रू प्रोजेक्ट है उनके परिवार की लंबी उम्र की कामना करता हूँ और भगवान से प्रार्थना करता हूँ भगवान 2022 सभी के लिए हेल्दी वेल्थी स्वस्थ हो। लास्ट में एक रिक्वेस्ट है, हमारे जितने भी कर्मचारी उनसे हाथ जोड़ के रिक्वेस्ट है कि आप बूस्टर डोज जरूर ले लीजिए। मैं इसलिए कह रहा कि 2 महीने पहले मुझे कोविड हुआ था लेकिन मैं बूस्टर डोज ले चुका था, इसलिए मुझे बहुत ऑलरेडी दवाई लेके मैं स्वस्थ हो गया था। मैं रिक्वेस्ट है कि आप भी बूस्टर डोज अपने और अपने परिवार जरूर कराइए। कोविड होगा या नहीं होगा इसकी मैं नहीं कहता हूँ, अगर कोविड होता है आपको ये गारंटी है कि आप सीरियस नहीं होंगे सर। और ज्यादा समय न लेते हुए मैं अपने सेक्रेटरी टीम को धन्यवाद देता हूँ सर। और सर मैं नमस्कार आप सभी लंबी उम्र के सामना करते हुए अच्छे भविष्य की कामना करते हुए सर ये DC मीटिंग कंटिन्यू रखिएगा क्योंकि फिजिकल मीटिंग तो आप भुवनेश्वर में करते पॉसिबल नहीं होता है और BC मीटिंग रहता है पूरे इंडिया के शेयर होल्डर हम आपके अटेंड कर सकते हैं। मैं कविता का रहने वाला दिया हूँ, इसको रखिएगा। फिजिकल के साथ में 10 से 15 मिनट हाइब्रिड सेशन जरूर रखिएगा सर। है क्यों कि अभी नोटों का जमाना नहीं हुआ सर, बैलेट का जमाना हो गया। अब अपने लोग बैलेट लेके जाते पेमेंट करते सर, तो हमें भी मॉडर्न बनना है। नमस्कार।
Thank you, sir. We now move on to our next speaker, Mr. Vinod Motilal Agarwal. Mr. Vinod Motilal Agarwal, we request you to unmute your audio, switch on your camera and proceed, sir. Mr. Vinod has not joined the meeting, sir. So I now move on to our next speaker, Mr. Aloysius Peter Mascarenhas. Mr. Aloysius Peter Mascarenhas. Mr. Aloysius has not joined the meeting, sir. So I now move on to our last speaker, Mr. Santosh Kumar Saraf has not joined the meeting, sir. So with this, we have completed calling out all the speakers, sir, and we hand it back to you, sir. Thank you.
I convey my deep regards to all these shareholders who has mailed question to us and who has asked various questions. Certain things I would like to speak for better clarity. And one of the shareholder has some observation regarding vision and mission. Vision and mission, it is never short term, it is a long term. The company has a long term vision to trifold its turnover, to increase its capacity, and that is splitted into short term plans. The company has a vision document of 2032 that has been given into 4 phases. The first phase we have kept for expansion of fifth steam refinery to increase our capacity from 21 lakhs to 31 lakhs, which is in progress, and the capacity expansion fifth steam refinery including bauxite mines of Patangi with a capex outlay of 6,486 crores, which is in progress. Orders almost have been given, and in the first phase, Utkal D and Utkal E coal mine operationalization, which is also under progress, and through JB company, the caustic soda plant that also has been made. So vision and mission in the second phase we have kept capacity expansion of smelter and associated power plant, and third phase we have kept for forward integration depending upon the market requirement. Here I would like to speak per capita consumption of aluminium in India is around 2.27 kg against international average of 11 kg, 11 to 14 kg in some of the country. And out of 41 lakhs ton of metal produced in the country, primary metal, almost 15 to 16 lakhs ton of primary metal is used in the country, and scrap is imported because it is cheap and energy saving. Depending upon the domestic requirement, as Atmanirbhar Bharat action plan has been made, and alumina will be self-sufficient to meet the capacity expansion of the smelters. So the company is working on its business expansion in 4 phases. The first phase is up to 23-24, and second phase is 24 to 27-28. Third phase is 28 to 31, and the last phase is 31 to 33. So we are working on this. Forward integration. NALCO was conceived in early 80s to be a primary metal producer to provide raw material security of the secondary tertiary industries. With that concept, it was conceived. The intention was the secondary and downstream industry should not import reduction and Atmanirbhar Bharat, and will assure raw material security to them. Forward integration, when we talk, it is basically downstream, and downstream product required a retail marketing. Retail marketing without a retail network and without a retail demand for setting a project, those aspects are need to be examined. So first phase we have kept for expansion of refinery and Utkal D and E. Second phase we have kept smelter expansion with associated power plant expansion. Third phase we have kept the downstream, which will be a forward integration. Profit 30,000 crores. Profit is dependent on external factors. The product of aluminium is sold across the globe based on the London Metal Exchange price. So, despite of turnover, profit is always a challenge. In 1920, we had a profit of 138 crores. In 2021, it increased to 1300 crores. In 21-22, it increased to 2952 crores. The intents and the objectives of the management has been demonstrated. When the metal price was around 3,500, it was decision taken that to put 960 pot into operation to maximize the production, and the incremental production in the past it was 4,42,000 and this year 4,60,000. That incremental production, considering the differential price, almost more than 250 crores we could gain because of the management decision. This has happened. So the profit of 30,000, it does not come as a percentage of the turnover of 2% or 5%. So in metal, non-ferrous items, to get profit of 30,000, perhaps turnover required 2 lakh crore, which is not possible in the past of any aluminum player in the globe. And another question was hydropower. Yes, hydropower will be a green energy, but let me tell the policy of hydro sectors. It is first, almost all hydro sectors has long-term PPA, and they are giving the power to the distribution companies. We have taken initiatives, writing the hydro generating companies, TSDC, SGVNL, NHPC, with all we are taking up. Any ROR project they have, they can provide long-term power. We are ready to sign for 35 years because hydro long-term power purchase agreements are made 35. That is in process. And LME. LME is not within the hands. Just to explain, London Metal Exchange price, the inventory held in the London Metal Exchange is the lowest ever. And the demand forecast by different market analysts has indicated in the year 2022, the demand will be more than the production. So these factors in a perfect computations indicates the price will be favorable. Despite lowest inventory, despite demand projection higher, now the price is softening. Against $3,500, it has reached to the level of 2,200, 2,300. So this indicates and establishes that apart from demand supply, other market sentiments like Federal Reserve has put some harsh measure to control their inflation. And China has curtailed its production due to heat wave. European continent, they have curtailed their smelter production. So these are the indicators the price should go up. But despite of that, the price is coming lower because recession across the globe has indicated that we should not make any investment at present because once the price up, we'll buy. So the buyers, traders who are supplying material to the manufacturers, they are also observing the market. But this trend forecast that the production will be lower and demand will be more and the LME deficiency will be more, we are quite hopeful the price will move upward. And in smelter, typical technical character of the process that once we discard the pot line, seeing the present market, then again reviving those pot line will take years together. It is not switch on, switch off mode of operation like a hydropower sector. What a thermal also cannot do it. Thermal power station also cannot do it. In hydropower sector, we make switch on, switch up. It takes hardly 5 to 10 minutes to resume production and to stop production. But that is not so in thermal. Similarly, in smelter plant, it is not a decision can be taken that the market price has fallen, we'll stop it, so that again to revive and put into operation, it will take years together. So considering all this, with the assumed market risk, the production productivity decisions are taken. How part-time directors are contributing? Let me say, part-time directors have been inducted having divergent skill and experience, and two men are always better than a single person. And in the board, when these are detailed deliberated, their varied experience are also taken into consideration while making the decision, or the decision making process is not autocratic, it is the democratic, when the majority decisions are taken with the consensus of the all directors, or when the majority directors agrees. Future growth and expansion already I have explained, and one of the speaker also said share price. Let me tell, the share price movement is having different indicators. One is production performance, undoubtedly, but apart from that, the traders who buy the share and do trading, various factors influence. If the US exchange rate is becoming stronger, then people believe to spend in US security deposits and US treasury bill, then the gold price falls. So if US dollar is reduced and it becomes cheaper, then people make investment in the gold. So various external factors beyond the control of the company. And in aluminum sectors, it is the LME, market driven. These also plays a vital role. So the production, profitability, performance is one of the indicator. Other indicators are not within the control of the company. For the year production target, as I explained, that metal production cannot be made on switch off mode. We have set a target of 460,000 tons to produce at 100%. Once we have reached the height of 460, as I can assure the management and the board of directors, no one is interested that the production should be less. But smelter operation is a augmented production depending upon the market price. Now, against last year average LME of $2,769 per ton, at present it is hovering at 2,200, 2,300. And all input cost has increased almost 50 to 60% in comparison to the previous year And again, it is increasing around in the increasing trend. So the inflation and the price increase of all input, it is across the globe. NALCO is not exception to this. All industry players who is having downstream product, they observe that in the cost. But those who are making primary producer, they are suffering in the similar way, and everybody is watching. Some smelter have taken a decision to curtail. We are reviewing as we are recovering the variable cost. And the general concept, when the variable cost is recovered, this excess contribution will reduce the loss, and it cannot be operated under switch on switch off mode. All these factors are taken care and decision is monitored accordingly. Realization expectation, I told a dil mange more. I will be happy if we can maintain the last year profitability. But the past 6 months trend, what it has reflected, it is around 2,200 to 2,300 US dollar per ton. It is hovering despite lowest inventory and despite the curtailment of production across the globe. But there is a hope that the price will move upward. And in a metal sectors, whether it is ferrous or non-ferrous, let us take the steel also. So both, all the metal sectors are basically subject to a cyclic changes. So when it is a cyclic change, then peak, fall, again rising and arriving peak. So it is unavoidable to the company as this is a perennial character of the industry. And caustic soda. Caustic soda is a primary chemical required for the refinery, and the integration has been made by way of backward, so that will be assured and rest will be buying from the outsourcing. Utkal D delay. I will place on record that delay has occurred. It was indispensable, unavoidable. There were some legal matters, but whatever delay has occurred, it does not create any loss, because mine is a wasting asset. Whatever deposits are available, it is not reproductive or generative in nature. Once we extract, the quantum of reserve will get depleted. So it is a deferment. And this year, we have engaged the MDO, and all statutory clearances, almost all we have obtained for Utkal D. Barring few clearances, we are hopeful in the near future, and we are committed to make Utkal D operational in this fiscal year. And plan of Government of India for disinvestment. The company has no role in the decision-making process of Government of India. And so far the present information, we do not receive anything formally that there will be a disinvestment of NALCO. So some media houses made some publication that disinvestment will be made, and some stakeholder in the past asked whether it is a fact, and SEBI also asked whether a confirmation. SEBI also sought whether the disinvestment news is a fact, and we confirmed it that the company doesn't have any information or received any indication formally or informally from any of the Government of India department or sources. So disinvestment decision is not within the control or within the ambit of the company. And position of aluminium in India. NALCO is an integrated complex having alumina, aluminium. As I explained in my speech, that we are having 21 lakhs ton of alumina production at present, which constitute 28% of the India's total alumina production of 73 lakhs. Once the fifth stream refinery is commissioned, and the days are not far away, will be 31 lakhs. So against 28%, will be jumping substantially. Almost 31, 32% or 33% of the country's total production. Now it is 28, it will be 38 to 40% of the country's total productions. And bauxite deposits are available mostly in Odisha and Andhra Pradesh in a commercially scalable size. In other states, it is in small scale, where a full-fledged refinery cannot be set up. It will not be physically feasible, economically feasible. So if you consider the alumina productions, NALCO has a lion's share, because when we will be getting 40, OMC, Vedanta, Hindalco, all other player holders, they will be having 60 collectively, where NALCO will have 40, will stand as a number one position so far alumina production is concerned. And so far metal is concerned, I explained it is a regulated production, and metal cannot give you profit always. The aim of the board, the aim of the management to maximize the shareholders' wealth. And as per business vision and plan, we are progressing, and we are committed to go ahead and increase. CSR audit. CSR audit is conducted by the team of CAG, and they are also giving their report. And outcome audit, we are conducting each project wise, what project we have done, whether it has given benefit or not. I'll just give few examples. NALCO has been providing reward incentive to the tribal girl children who are continuing education. And various students from the tribal dominated area, girl students, are encouraged, and we are happy to see that few students have secured honorable marks in the HSC examination, and we have awarded them. And in tribal domain area, providing education and bringing them to the mainstream is not an easy task. This has been taken as a challenge. Challenge has shown the board. They have passed out 10th. We are also encouraging to plus 2 and then any professional stream, so that their employability will increase. NALCO has done another education program, Indradhanush, where the children are getting education in the English medium school. The result is encouraging, and we are happy to say that this expenditure has yielded productive. And during COVID time, we have maintained 200 bedded hospital, which have saved life of several. Money cannot compensate, which is a fact on record. Again, at Anugul sector, we have done a 150 bedded hospital, ESI hospital. We provided all support for converting into COVID hospital, which has saved several lives. People having crores of rupees could not save their life, but this effort of the company has saved life, irrespective of the caste, creed, and irrespective of the religion. So during last 2 years, health and nutrition is the major project, and we have contributed to the Prime Minister's Care Fund, the money which has been spent across the country for saving the several lives. The return what we get out of this, it is not measurable, and nobody can quantify this, that the return what we get, beyond that any financial return can compensate. Energy audit, yes, we conduct energy audit because energy conservation is the thrust of the company. And in my speech also I have mentioned we have got award for energy saving and the best practices followed. And the capex during the year 22-23, we have a capex target of 1800 crores, and the fifth stream refinery will continue up to 23-24, where 6000 crores. And the capex we are targeting, which includes replacement of existing plant which are old aged, around 600 to 700 crores, and rest as per our business plan. So the company is quite hope. Last year 1500 crores we spent. This year 1800 crore target is kept. So capex we are dedicated for business expansion and replacement of existing plant. Rainwater harvesting, we have taken measures, and apart from rainwater harvesting, the Linsari project, what we have commissioned and operationalized, this water which is dumped in the abandoned mines, coal mines, that we pump out and recycle, treat and recycle in the process. It is not only rainwater harvesting, we are putting all efforts how to conserve water, and water is life. We are more concerned for that. So I believe almost all the questions I have answered, and we have received some questions through email, and those questions I will just read out for awareness of all the shareholders. We have received from Mr. Santosh Kumar Sharaf, who has also ventilated some of the questions in his virtual mode questionnaire. He has given various questions. I'll just whatever he has expressed in the questionnaire time in both slots, I will not repeat those questions. Apart from that, his most important, kindly let me know the expenses incurred in organizing physical meeting and expenses incurred for organizing AGM through BC. What steps have been taken for settlement of disputed tax cases pending since 99-2000? and detailed number of employees covered under health insurance. Let me make it very clear that NALCO has a policy for covering the medical reimbursement. We have not taken any health insurance because the employee who is having a facility for reimbursement, we have not taken health insurance. The general practice, general information gathered in respect of health insurance, I am telling that the medical and hospital institutions, knowing fully well that you are covered under insurance, they are making their best effort to adjust the insurance coverage amount. So which is detrimental to take health insurance. So we have our own hospital, full-fledged hospital at Anugul and Damanjodi, and 95% of the employees are covered in both the operational plant, and they are getting treatment in our own hospital by our own doctor. So we care our people, so no need of health insurance. So this type of questions he has asked, and we will give reply to these email questions. And once again, I thank to all my shareholders for active participation and putting their questions, and I hope I have clarified all their concerns, and the company is in the best hand. I assure that we look forward for a better result. But always we will work, God will bless. If the market is favorable, we will sign. If the market is not favorable, we'll struggle to sign. Struggle will continue. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Dear shareholders, almost all the queries addressed by all the speakers have been addressed by our CMD. In fact, Mr. Saraf, Santosh Kumar Saraf, he has given a long list of questions, 13 number of questions. He has sent to me through email on 19th. I have acknowledged saying that no necessary action is being taken, that is on 20th. I have already acknowledged to you, Mr. Saraf. And almost all the questions have been addressed. One pertinent question you have asked, that is number 13, about the expenses incurred for physical meeting vis-a-vis the meeting through VC. Mr. Saraf, though the cost involvement in holding the physical meetings is substantially high, but all our esteemed shareholders are getting opportunity, and they should also appreciate that they can attend the meeting from any part of the globe today. That is the intention for which this VC mode is being conducted. And it is difficult for all the shareholders or whoever is desiring to attend also to come down physically to Bhubaneswar to attend the meeting at their own cost. So the cost is not the criteria, but this is one opportunity for all the shareholders. Today we have got almost 6.72 lakhs of shareholders. Everybody is having given access, and they are getting opportunity to attend the meeting through VC mode. They can see live. That is the opportunity is given to so many shareholders. Mr. Saraf, you will appreciate this answer also. So before we move on to the next, now I request Sri R.C. Joshi, Director of Finance, to propose a vote of thanks.
Respected CMD, my colleague directors, representative of the President of India, independent directors, CVO, company secretary, shareholders, statutory auditors, cost auditors, secretarial auditors, and scrutinizer. A very good afternoon to one and all. Showing gratitude because we do know that all things in life are a result of some collaborative effort, whether directly or indirectly, whether intentional or unintentional. NALCO is no exception. It gives me great pleasure to propose a vote of thanks to one and all on this momentous occasion of 41st AGM for financial year 2021-22, where company has created many records with stellar performance in operational and financial matters. To start with, on behalf of the entire NALCO collective, I would like to offer our humble obeisance before the Almighty, the creator of the universe, for all his blessings and mercy on this company, which could help to move in the path of progress with all acceleration and momentum. The small beginning in 1981 is now a largest integrated aluminum plant with a Navaratna status, which is nation's pride. On behalf of the company, I have the honor to sincerely thank Government of India, particularly Ministry of Mines, DIPAM, DP, other ministries and departments of the Government of India, C&AG, all our auditors, various ministries and departments of the Government of Odisha, various PSUs in companies' business value chain, all stakeholders and investors. The company is wholeheartedly valuing all your support and cooperation, and also look forward for maintaining such mutually supportive business relationship in the coming years too. I also like to thank the registrar and share transfer agent of the company, Messrs. KFin Technologies Limited, Hyderabad, for providing the platform for facilitating this 41st annual general meeting of the company held in virtual mode, as well as facilitating the platforms for both remote e-voting and e-voting InstaPoll. I also take this opportunity to convey my appreciation to the esteemed speakers who have shown keen interest in the company through their valued inputs, suggestions, and queries. I would further like to thank all employees, contractors, and contract workers, trade unions, and officers associations for all their effective and efficient contribution with belongingness, solidarity, cooperation, and support, which could help to create so many record-breaking achievements. The kind of courage, determination, dedication, and commitment you all have shown in the face of COVID-19 pandemic are highly praiseworthy and taken in a high note at all levels. The successful arrangements of this 41st AGM, which you all have witnessed, has been made possible with untiring efforts of various departments of the company, and they deserve a special mention and thanks. Before I conclude, once again I thank you all for the trust, faith, and confidence reposed in us and making this 41st AGM a grand success. NALCO Collective is inspired and committed to perform and deliver the best value to all our shareholders and stakeholders. Thank you.
Cast their vote till now and thereafter. The meeting will come to an end. The voting result will be placed in the websites of the company, stock exchange, and RTA within the statutory time period. Thank you one and all for making the AGM successful, but we have to wait for 15 minutes for the e-voting.